I want you to approach me from over there, and I want to feel the approach. I want your approach to get to me before we even get here, and you're not allowed any words. I want you to approach me from a distance, no words. I want you to make an impact on me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you see what happened? That guy?
I know.
What was your feedback of that? What do you think?
I think he wanted to attack you.
Yeah, he wanted to attack me. Or yeah, their feedback is he wanted to attack me. It's because you're trying to not be seen. You have to be seen. You don't float up. Oh, damn. I'm sorry, that was a little out loud. Did you hear what I just said?
No.
Was it? What did I repeat back?
Okay.
Repeat back what I said.
What I wished I heard, what you guys said.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I said you have to focus your energy into connecting with the person in front of you. Too fast. You're just coming like a rocket, like an asteroid.
Hey.
Better.
Why is it that
You see, there's like a desire to connect with you. You approach like this guy. That's how you approach. I just thought you do it a little faster. And you just do it a little faster sometimes. Okay, give me a hug for a second. Hey, give me a hug, give me a real hug. Imagine, okay, hold on to me. Imagine how that feels to hug me. Imagine how that feels. Imagine the feeling of me in your arms, okay? Now back up and try to get to that feeling. As you're connecting to the person, there's a desire to connect with them, to get to the end goal of making them feel good, not a desire to get there and just avoid them. Like, be clear, like I am here to what? I'm here to get your number. I'm here to sell you on insurance. I'm here to what? What are you here to do? Are you here to hug them? What are you here to do? It's not 5 minutes from now, 5 years from now, or last year or last approach. It's this one. What are you gonna do with this one right here? This one. The words coming out of your mouth. What are you gonna do with this one? The smell of the air of this moment. What are you gonna do with this one?
Is going to send you signals after each failure. They're like, okay, based on everything you've learned.
The girl in front of you, what's pretty about her? What are you going to do about this one?
So,
because you can't be detached from the approach. It's the opposite. You got to be completely engaged to the approach. And James is going to do it with you, and James is going to take off his other shirt. Okay.
Here we go!
Great.
Nice.
Have you seen this sexy man? He's all mine. When people are going places, they're walking very fast, they're distracted, they have a mission in mind. And so what we have to do is we have to use our social intelligence, whatever social intelligence we have, to figure out, all right, what is the right way to approach them? When somebody is walking very fast and they're going somewhere, their mind is not on getting approached. Their mind is on having a conversation with a stranger. Their mind is on just going to wherever they got to go. So the mistake of a new guy, the first thing he does, the first mistake is he thinks to himself, I got to slowly just weave my way into a conversation with someone. But that doesn't work either, because then they just move, they're just gone, right? They're moving objects, so they might start here and then eventually just like move. And if you're trying to weave your way into it, it may work, but it may not work, okay? And that's called usually a slow play. I think that's jacket. It's usually called a slow play. But there's also another way to do it, which is a hard stop. And a hard stop is where somebody's walking by and you try to get them to immediately stop and pay attention to you. This is what happens like when there's somebody at a mall and they're selling something like a kiosk, right? So like, let's say you walk by those cosmetic people in the mall and they try to sell you something. They're like, hey, excuse me, sir, can I try this on the sample on your arm or whatever? And you're like, no, I'm busy. You keep walking, because they're trying to sell you something, trying to stop you right away. You're not always into it. You have to because it requires a lot of buy-in. It requires a lot of you going, yeah, I want this, or I'm interested in this. We're not always interested in it. So what we have to do as guys that are learning to approach strangers is we have to figure out what is that balance between stopping them very hard or rolling with it, okay? Going with the flow or getting their attention. So again, the beginner guy, his mistake first is he goes too soft. He's like, hey, I just what? And the girl walks off. Kind of like how you're going, hey, yeah. If you were to do this in public, hey, yeah. People just walk by. I'll do it right here, this girl. Hey, yeah. It's way too soft. So we want to not be seen, and it doesn't work. Now the flip side is the guy who takes a little initiative, he's usually too hard at it. He's like, hey, like football style. It's like his body's blocking the way. That's shitty as well. You don't want to do that either. You want to find the balance between it. So the balance between it is something I call the J curve. Okay, and I'm going to teach you that right now. So imagine right here is a straight line. I'm going wherever I'm going, just walking this direction. Now as the guy, you have to approach me in a way that gets my attention, but it doesn't intimidate me. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly, not jumping over, but you still get my attention. So the way to do it, if this is the line the girl is walking on, this is the straight line the girl's walking on, like that, the way to do it is to make a J, like the letter J goes down and hooks, down and then gradually hooks in. That's the way to do it to get her attention. So you would gradually come and then hook in at the end. It's not hey at the end, it's just gradually hook in, nice and smooth. Now, there could be a couple factors here that make it work or don't make it work. One of the factors is how much distance you have. So I'm gonna ask you to walk straight here, and I'm gonna ask you to come to the side over here. Yeah, just on that side, so you can see what we're doing. So you walk straight. I can come and slowly just come in front of you a little bit and talk to you as we're going along, and then plant my feet.
Okay, so I got your eyes on me. Like,
exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah, I want to make eye contact with you. It's not just walk in and cut them off. That would be creepy. It's make eye contact with them when you get to that bottom part of the J. Make eye contact with them when you get there.
So you want to be in line with their eyesight, like
a little bit in front. A little bit in front, because if you're in line just slight with your eyesight, it's like a shark behind me. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's a shark? Yeah. Right? If you're in the front of me a little bit, I can see it and make eye contact with me from here. See? And once you have the eye contact with them, then you move in. You don't, I'll show you again here. Walk like this. So once you have the eye contact with them, that's when you move in. Because if you just move without eye contact, it's like, it's weird.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you have to like make eye contact with them, and then you can move it for a handshake.
Okay.
That's, or a hello, or whatever, wave, get attention, get the attention on you.
Yeah.
That's the idea. Don't try to avoid the attention. Like, allow the attention to be on you. That's the J curve part of it. Okay, now a couple things might happen. One thing that might happen is you just go way too far away. So come back over here and go over that side. You're just like way too far. Okay, go. It's like, hey.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of like weird. Or the other thing that might happen is you're just way too close. We'll do it again. If you're way too close, it's like, hey. The person's like, oh shit, because like this object appeared right next to them and got their attention too quickly. All right. Let me see you try it on me. Yeah.
Hey.
Too close.
Too close?
A little too close. And also get in front, so it's not like hey from behind. It's like you hear from hey from behind. I'm like, oh. Okay, try again. Actually, wait till these people go by. Okay. Okay, go.
Hey.
Yeah. It does better, but your hey is way too timid. Hey, like you're scared of your own shadow.
Okay.
Right? Hey. Oh, hey. Hey. Try again. A little more inviting. So you're not so afraid of, like when you say hey like that, I'm afraid to say hey back. I'm like, hey? Okay, try again.
Hey.
That's the same exact hey. Yeah, your hey makes me scared. Okay, look, I'm gonna show you what you're doing. I'm gonna show you what you're doing. Okay, walk. Hey. That's what you're doing. I'm like, oh, look, am I allowed to even say hello to this person? Should I say hello back?
Yeah.
Is there a gunman somewhere? All right. Okay, try again.
Hey.
Better. You're still doing it from behind. So your thing is you're trying to avoid being seen so much that it will make the approach not work. You have to risk being seen. You have to risk the embarrassment. Risk the person going, I'm busy, or excuse me, or I gotta keep going. Because if you do it so timid, it makes them feel shy because they're concerned about what you're concerned about. They feel you're concerned. Like Jeff says, whatever you feel, they feel. So when you're concerned, you're making me concerned because you're concerned. So it's gotta be like, hey, 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 like that.
Hey.
Yeah. No. Try again, like that. So you just smiled and you got loose?
Yeah.
That's what I want. You're like, ha ha ha. And just
Hey.
like, hey.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. I'm gonna divide you guys up into groups based on your sticking points. And I'm gonna give everybody that has a sticking point a mission and a certain thing to do. I'm also gonna assign you guys with a sticking point or mission buddy. Okay, and this guy will be in your team and he'll be holding you accountable. He'll kind of be like your accountability partner and he'll help you make sure you're sticking to the mission and not just wandering around like with your dick in your hand, okay? So that's how we're gonna do it. 15 minutes of instruction, then some goals and exercises, instruction on that, and then we're gonna eventually just launch into the actual in-field work. So I'll talk here for about 20 minutes or so, all right? All right, number one, hate doing boot camp at night. I don't like it. The students are always like, let's go out nightclub. I'm like, let's just do daytime. Any girl I've met that I've had a great retention with has been in the day, okay? If you want girlfriends, you can meet them at night, but you have a better chance of it happening in the day. Because you're in a club, they will backwards rationalize, you guys know what that is? Yeah, okay. They'll backwards rationalize that it was just a fun night. You can do everything right. She can stay the night. You can make her breakfast, pancakes and muffins and orange juice, and she might still flake on you for a second date. Has that ever happened to you? Show of hands? Yeah? Okay. But the other part is just the dynamic of that's what it's like. It's just like that. You can't avoid it. It's par for the course. You're just gonna, you just lose more. However, with date, you can have an instant date for a coffee, and that girl's super excited to meet you when you call her back the next day. She's like, oh, you're the coffee guy. And really you spent like 10 minutes with her, but she's super excited about it. The results last longer. At the end of the month, you have more to show for it. Versus nighttime, you're going out for a month and you can be just banging the guns really hard, but you don't have a lot to show for it after because the girls are just flaky. I don't change the situation, I change the game completely, right? That's my idea. What I want to enable you guys to do with this information that I give you here today, so you can meet girls anywhere. It could be on a college campus, at a cafe, on a bus on your way to work in the morning. It could be a girl that you're next to in line at a shopping center. It could be a friend of your cousin's. Anywhere you want, anytime that you want. So that's what I'm gonna teach you here today. You guys may wanna take notes on this. First thing to understand is that in the daytime, people are going places. Sounds like a very simple, trivial thing. Of course they're going places, but you have to understand that they're trying to achieve a goal. Everybody here is out at this time, especially in Las Vegas, right? They're out at 2 p.m. They could be in the room hungover, but they're not. They chose to be out to achieve a goal. They're going somewhere with a purpose or they want something, they're looking for something. So the number one mistake is that most guys become an obstruction to what the girl is trying to do. They become like a thing that holds the girl back. She's trying to go to the mall. She's trying to go to her doctor's appointment. She's trying to go see some friends. And you're like, hey, let's stand here and have a chat. So you're stopping her from what she's doing because you understand, okay, she's trying to go somewhere. How can I either help her get to that place or enhance this experience she's having? I'm always thinking that in the back of my mind. So if she's going somewhere, I have an option. I could walk with her. That's called the slow play, which I'll show you guys in a moment. I could walk with her and buy myself some time to talk to her until she opens up. Or if I feel like I'm really in a good vibe, I feel like I'm really having a lot of fun and I feel like she's gonna like the flow that I'm in right now, I can do what's called a hard stop, okay? And the hard stop basically is where you stop the girl and get her to stand there and talk to you. But either way, with either one of those, she's still gonna have to eventually leave at some point, okay? So I'll show you guys the hard stop and I'll show you guys the slow play. So imagine he's a girl and he wants to walk over there, okay? Now, one of the options is I can try to walk with him. So walk slowly, okay, and slow plays like that, kind of like walking like this. Be like slightly over your shoulder in the angle and talking to somebody like that. A hard stop would be, I'll show you in a second, walk past again. Hard stop would be like, hey, what's up? Like that. And you try to get them to stop and get them to engage. You plant your feet and they plant their feet. Now this is kind of like what a salesperson does as you're walking down the street. You see these guys at the kiosk, they're selling cigarettes, or they're trying to get you to sign up for like a timeshare at a hotel, and they're like, hey, and they kind of want to hard stop you, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's like they're trying to sell you something. You have the experience, you're like, you really don't want to go for it. Because if you do a hard stop, it requires a lot of investment from the person. That makes sense? Like in order to like hard stop somebody, they have to really, really be excited about what you're about to tell them. They have no idea of if they should be excited or not. So the hard stop doesn't work. A hard stop requires a lot of commitment. If you commit to a hard stop, if you want to do it, it's gonna flop a lot of the time. It's not gonna work out a lot of the time because you're leaving a lot of opportunities on the table. It's essentially like making a telephone call where you're like, oh, hey, what's up? Do you want to buy insurance? The person's like, no. And you're like, okay. Like that's basically the sale. Does that make sense? Because it's too fast. It's too fast of a commitment. So it's much better. You're much more effective to slow play it. So if you slow play, you can get maybe 70 or 80% more chances in engaging in conversation than if you hard stop it. Okay? Don't do day game. Have a plan of what you want to do in your life during that time period, so it's a fun thing to do. Like you guys just feel like you're just roaming the streets, like harassing people, you're gonna feel like a shitty person, and nobody wants to do that. What you want to do is say, hey, as I'm walking around the day, I want to go grab like one of those slushy bong things, or I want to go get a booze guitar at Rock House for I think you can get like it's either $30 or $50. You can get a booze guitar filled with strawberry daiquiri, and it's 33 ounces. Okay, it's pretty good. Or is it 60 ounces? I don't remember what it is, but it's fucking good. So make it like an adventure, right? You have an adventure in your day you're going about doing, and then you work the girls into that. For you guys who don't have shades, like, oh, I want to go buy some shades at Fashion Mall. Work the girls into that, okay? You want to ask, what are you up to right now? Sometime in the first 10 seconds. What are you up to right now is in the first 10 seconds. Very important. And time constraint, yeah, you could. Not so much. I mean, ideally in the daytime, people say, should you be direct or indirect? I think you should be direct. I think most of the time you should be direct. Here's why. If somebody's just kind of like walking along the street and they don't know why you're talking to them, but you're still talking to them, and you're still talking to them, they can enjoy the conversation, but on some level they still want to know why the fuck you're there. Right? I know why you guys are here, because you're trying to learn something. You know why I'm here, because I'm trying to teach something. But if some guy just came and started to hover around the back, you're like, why is he here? Right? It would kind of throw you off. So the intention has to kind of be clear. You always want the intention to be clear of why you're there, why you're talking to somebody. So it's not like, hey, I had to meet you because you're fucking adorable. Like, you don't have to say that, but like, hey, I'm here because da-da-da-da. Or I wanted to meet you because da-da-da. Or I thought that da-da-da. Like, it's clear in that way. That makes sense? Yep. Yeah, you guys are pretty smart. You guys all got that. Any other questions? Anything I'm missing? Yeah.
This has happened to me before where I'm walking in front of her and I notice her and I can tell she's hot. Or I'm pretty sure. And I'm like right here.
Yeah.
And I just, bam.
Yeah, too much. Too much. Because what you'll do is you'll get a startled reaction, like a whoa. You get like a startled reaction, which is reacting, which is good, but it's not the reaction you want. You want something more smooth. I recommend you, if you're this close, I would kind of just like lean out a little bit.
So like kind of like.
Yeah, exactly. Let them see your eyes. Like I kind of always like make eye contact before I engage. So I'll show you. It's kind of like this. Kind of like eye contact, and then I engage, right? It's like that. Or if somebody's really close, I'll make the eye contact, and then I'll engage. Or I say, oh, hey, what's up? Get their eyes on me, and then I engage. I can verbally do something or physically do something so the attention's on me, and then I engage. I don't just go, hey, what's up? Right? Because then you get that. And he's like, what? What? I want to make sure the attention's on me first, then I engage. Okay? All right, let's do the archetype stuff. In this test, there is 40 questions, and each of them have 7 answers. 288 data points we analyze in this test, in this archetype strategy. The way we do it is we don't ask you, what do you experience? Because that's going to be biased. So what I do very intelligently is I ask you, what are the results you get? What are people saying to you? How are they reacting? And I analyze the outside information. And we analyze that to 280 data points, my friend just said here. 280 data points to give you a very, very customized, personalized experience. Anybody that gets the test done, show me your results page. So you got the worker and the inhibited. For the worker, do you find you have a lot of work ethic and you want to like get the result very much? Do you see that? Okay. And what's been your experience with that so far?
I can't hear anything.
It won't end up playing it too safe.
You end up playing it too safe because you want to like you want it to go well, and you want to have you want to have your work ethic and process to make sure you get the result.
Yes.
Okay. What about the other one too, the inhibited?
Because you don't want to push it too far when things are going well.
Right. Okay. Cool, man. So we'll definitely work on that. So for you, you got the people pleaser. Okay. Tell me a little bit about the challenges you're having.
Like, okay, so I come from like a weird background where like I got like bullied a lot.
Okay.
But like now when I'm in like I have like a lot of like friends and stuff, I always like, it feels weird when like people don't like me. Like
Okay.
even though like I'm like the inner circle leader and there's like tons and tons of like guys that like me.
Yeah.
I focus on the 2 guys that are like don't want to wing with me.
I don't like your hat.
How's that feel?
See, it's like, it's like
You're like, oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. The people pleaser, the most important thing for you to do is to really just get out of your comfort zones and do things that make you happy more than the reaction of people. So the biggest thing for you to be like literally like having fun, telling jokes that don't make sense, that people don't react to well. Even like going out and just like if you don't like something, just like completely exaggerating how much you don't like what the person's doing. And as I say to you, I kind of go, oh, like that.
Exactly.
But that would be the number one thing to kind of help you get out your comfort zone and realize that the acceptance of other people doesn't determine your value in life. It doesn't determine even what you could do, your success. So I recommend you do that. The good-looking dude. Yeah. So for that one, any natural buddies when you were starting out?
I mean, the guy who raised his hand was talking about how he'd rather everything versus get money is my buddy I came here with. So So like I mean, I don't know if you remember what I mentioned, but coming from a family of like structure, I've been kind of like logical. Like I'm pretty sure you noticed that. But then I'm around guys who don't give a fuck.
Right.
So it's like always hard kind of going back and forth and trying to like be in my own lane.
Right.
It's just like seeing my friends who kind of like crushing it but not having like results in life, but then seeing like my family friends who have like the success, like societal success.
Yeah. So for you, you're living up to like an impossible standard. The standard is to measure up to other people, thinking that you should be the same as them, but you're not the same. So it's like, I should be as good as them. I shouldn't have to try so hard. Constant comparison. So you're kind of like fighting an invisible war. So the major thing for you is it is almost like seeing yourself less seriously as you do approaches. So the major thing for you also is just having a lot of fun. Doing approaches that aren't even supposed to work so you can get in touch with doing it for fun. Doing approaches that are meant to fail and they're meant to do just so you can enjoy it for yourself. And that'll be a huge thing that we can work on. I mean, I worked on it before, but we can definitely do more of it on Wednesday. Yeah. So put your email in and I'll send you the info for meeting up for that.
Okay.
Cool. Inhibited and the distancer. So inhibited, I find a lot of guys get it. They come from really traditional families. Do you have a traditional family that gave you a lot of acceptance? Maybe like if you had good grades, or if you
like typical Asian background.
Typical Asian background. Okay. Did you have to like play the violin or piano when you were younger?
Yeah.
What'd you play?
Piano.
Piano. How'd I guess that, right? Play the piano when you were younger. Good grades. If you got good grades, your parents rewarded you for getting good grades. If not, then maybe you didn't get the affection that you wanted from them. So you learn to be perfect in order to get approval. So what happens is you go up to a girl and you're thinking to yourself, if I'm not perfect, then she's not going to give me the support that I want, or she's not going to give me the response that I want. So you're kind of like walking on eggshells and playing this fine line. The most important thing for you to do is to be realize that you can fuck up in so many ways, and even if you fuck up, you can still get success. Don't worry about it. We're gonna do it on Tuesday together. We'll work you through approaches that allow you to fuck up and realize that you have more of a bandwidth to play with. You don't have to be so perfect. So the mask and the distancer. So the mask is what have you noticed is your biggest blind spot or sticking point? What are you struggling with?
One sticking point is that I'm not too good at holding the interaction and taking further steps.
I can see that. Okay, so the distancer is, I can see it right now. Even when you talk to me, there's a couple times where you kind of break eye contact. It's like safer to break eye contact. And the desire you don't go out a lot. You don't want to go out to the club. You don't want to leave your house because you feel more safe with a wall up. You feel like when there's a wall up, at least you can control what's happening. At least you don't have to worry about rejected or other people not liking you. It's safe. You're safe in the security. So rather than express yourself and get rejected and feel bad, at least you can control this. It's like a safe world. So being a distancer, what I have to do is I have to show you how even when you get out of your comfort zone, you can be safe. You can still have that security and not put your security on other people, but you can still own it for yourself. So there's some exercises we can do for that. We'll definitely do them together on Wednesday. Dancing monkey. So it's like the entertainer guy. It's like the guy who feels like he has to perform to do well. I can even see it in the way that you ask questions. Out of everybody in the audience, you ask the longest question.
Yes.
So does it necessarily take that long to get your point across? I don't know. I don't believe that. What I would think is that you ask the longest question and put the most energy and charisma into your question because you feel like if it's the way to get approval. You know that it works. You know that it works. But if you were to show everybody your evil side, your skeletons in the closet, would they like you still? Would they like you for who you are? You don't know. It's a hard question to answer. So because of that, you're always trying to play it safe on the positive. So what I need to do for you is, and we'll do this on Wednesday, is we'll show you that you don't always have to be so positive, so energetic to maintain people being interested in you. You can show them many sides of the circle, many sides of the cookie in order to, get results. It takes a lot of energy, in other words, to explain your answer.
Yes.
And it takes a lot of energy to maintain the set. You feel like if you stop talking or you stop doing something, it's going to die out and then they leave. So it's a concern to always maintain, which therefore also affects your performance. So we can do some stuff, including playing with silence in set. You're like, hey. Ask me a question, your turn next. Like shit like that, we can play with it in set to allow you to be more comfortable with the silence and start to rewire your brain that you don't have to always maintain it. So who here got the nice guy or people pleaser? Who got nice guy, people pleaser? Okay, so nice guy, people pleaser guys, come forward. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. 3. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, that's a lot. Okay.
That's everybody. Is this like the top one or just any of them?
It's kind of like if it's in the top 1. If you got it in the top 1, who got it in the top 1? Nice guy, people pleaser. Can you just show of hands?
Oh, the top 1.
These 3. Okay.
No.
So so you guys have got. so you actually I thought it'd be a lot more. So the guys got the nice guy, people pleaser. Your thing is, and you also notice how I asked them to raise their hand. I'm like, who had the nice guy, people pleaser? And they went. The major challenge of this personality is he wants to do the right thing in order to have some success. He wants to do the right thing in order to be accepted by others. He doesn't want to offend anybody, because if you offend people, it means that it means that they don't like you. It's better to play it safe, etc., etc. So what I recommend you do is this. For nice guy people pleasers, your mission today for 20 minutes, okay? What I want you to do is go Dragon Ball Super Saiyan, okay? You guys know what that is? Okay, Dragon Ball Super Saiyan. It's like the Saiyan. There you go, Super Saiyan. That's like in the Dragon Ball film cartoon where the guy's like, and his power level is like over 9,000, okay? Yeah. So you're gonna do one of those in public. Okay, in one of the areas by the mall there. You can do one of those in public for 10 seconds. And then after you've done it, all right, then you're going to approach.
So
after
like,
you've done it.
Like you walk up to the girl.
Like you're literally going to stand in the middle of the street, like that for 10 seconds. And then after you've done that, okay, after you've done that, then you see somebody you want to go talk to, you're just normal, and you go and approach. Now, the thing is, you're going to start a conversation with someone, and what you have to do is disagree with them. I want you to tell them for 10 seconds everything that you hate about Vegas. Because a nice guy typically goes positive. He says what he likes, what's pleasant. Where do you go to school? Well, that's great. What's your name? Sarah. Oh, I love that name. The nice guy's a very strong resistance to taking a negative expression. So what I encourage you guys to do is the Super Saiyan, just anywhere in public. You only got to do it once. You don't have to do it all day. Do it once anywhere in public, okay? And then when you do your approaches, experiment with 10 seconds. Experiment with 10 seconds of telling people what you hate about Vegas. It's not like, hey, what's up? I fucking hate you. I hate Vegas. I hate this shit. It's not like that. It's like, oh, hey, what's up? I want to meet you. You look cool. Anyways, how you doing Vegas? Vegas
I'm good, yeah.
Cool, I fucking hate this place. I mean, everybody's drunk and wasted. Nobody's responsible. Nobody's on time. Everybody's just like irregular and bouncing into each other. Drunk idiots everywhere. The food is fucking overpriced. I hate that shit. Can't stand it. Can't wait to go back home to Cleveland. Anyways, that's it. All you have to get in the habit of 10 seconds of kind of like this aggressive, not aggressive, 10 seconds of this
like
anger.
10-second rant.
10-second rant, exactly. 10-second rant. 10-second Super Saiyan rant.
All right.
Or you're just pissed off. So for the next guys, I want you to break into groups of 2. So like it'll be you two, and then like you two. And you'll all go down to the link promenade area, and you'll do this for 20 minutes, okay? And then we're gonna meet right back here. You're gonna meet right back here. So probably want to set a timer on your clock. So you're back here, let's say 3:30. 5 minutes to walk there, 5 minutes to walk back. 3:30, you can meet us back here, okay? Who had the distancer as a top one? The distancer. Okay, distancers come forward. Okay. So just show of hands for distancer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you're in the back. You're totally a distancer.
Whoa.
I'm the distancer. I keep a distance in the back. Come forward. Okay. Yeah. Starts now. The solution starts now. Okay. So for the distancer, the main thing is you want to, as you see, keep a distance, not engage with others. The distancer almost feels like it's safer to keep their own boundary because at least they can trust themselves. They can trust what they control. They might have had a time in the past where they put themselves on the line and they got disappointed or hurt. They showed passion for a job or passion for a woman and they got shut down. And because of that, you've learned to deal with life by no longer engaging, by keeping reserved. Now you're a passionate person underneath the surface, probably around like at home, in your hobbies, with friends that you trust, very passionate. But around strangers, you keep the wall up in order to keep everybody outside and feel safe. So the distancer has a challenge of letting people in. It's not that there's nothing going on underneath the surface, just letting people in. All right, so here's the challenge I'm gonna give you guys today, all right? The challenge for the distancer is to do a approach every 20 seconds, all right? And not just any approach, it's gonna be a specific approach I'm gonna show you right now. So an approach every 20 seconds, which actually isn't very hard. You can literally go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 19, 20. Oh, hey, what's up? And that's kind of like an approach. Like 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, hey, what's up? That's kind of like an approach. Okay? You don't want to half-ass it as a distancer, because the distancer will tend to go like, what's up? What's up? The idea is just every 20 seconds you want to do an approach. Now let me show you exactly which approach you're going to do. You're going to do a double high five approach. So it's going to be like this. 17, 18, 19, 20. Boom. Double high five. That's it. Okay? Walking around a little bit. 17, 18, 19, 20. Boom. Double high five. It's going to be a loud boom. 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 All right? So it gets attention on you. People look at you. You don't avoid people looking at you. Boom. Double high five. You can even say it out loud to the person. Boom. Double high five. It actually kind of helps them to know what you want, because they're like, what does he want? Double high five, boom, double high five. That's it. That's it. The idea with this is to practice being loud and getting out of your shell, having some expression. People see you have an expression. They see you be loud, they see you be fun, and you tell people what you want, which is a major key. Boom, double high five. They know what you want. They hear you're loud, you take up space, you're excited about it. It's more of an emotional stretch than it is the actual approach or the conversation I'm worried about. And you'd be surprised. You might even have a couple of these where it leads into a conversation. The girls are like, yeah, and they want to have fun with you. You guys can have fun with them, okay? So you're gonna try that for 20 minutes, the boom, double high five. What I'm gonna have you guys do is, it was 8 guys, I think, or so. I'm gonna send you on a mission, and the mission is gonna be across the street, that area over there. Yeah. Give it to me, give it to me. Boom! Double high five. Boom, double high five. Awesome, excellent, that's what I want for you guys, all right? And so also get an accountability partner, like maybe like you two. That way you have a guy that's holding you accountable if you're really kind of just half-assing it. And once you have that high energy, try not to slink back into the turtle shell. It's done. Double high five time, boom. Back into the turtle shell, okay? Try to stay out there and outgoing. I'm gonna give you guys 20 minutes to do that. And then we're gonna meet right back here at 3:30, okay? So you wanna set a timer on your phone, because I won't be able to message you guys. The entertainer / dancing monkey guy always has a tendency of overdoing it. He feels like he's not like showing a lot of energy and a lot of excitement. The girls eventually drift away. Sometimes when he walks with the girls, they say things to him like, excuse me, are you on drugs? You ever had that? You on drugs? Well, what's wrong with you? Because you're coming off unrelatable. So on one hand, you can be very highly stimulating, energetic, moving around, dancing around, let pay attention to you. On the other hand, it's unrelatable, it's not normal, because no person acts like that 24/7. So it's a hard place to be as an entertainer guy, because when you're the entertainer guy, you get results from being entertaining. So your brain doesn't want to stop doing it because you're getting results from it. So it's a big challenge to kind of tone it down a notch and still do well. But we're gonna do that today. We're gonna give you guys a challenge, okay? Now again, these challenges are made for it to stretch you emotionally. You're gonna suck as you do it. Thank you, dude, appreciate that. You're gonna suck a little bit when you do it. You're gonna do this challenge and your results are gonna go down. That's expected. The important thing is that you learn from it as you're doing this challenge, okay? It's meant to teach you more about yourself and also teach you more about the social range that you can play around with. There's a lot more social range you can play around with. Right now you're playing with this high energy range, there's all this bottom that you can play around with. All that ass in the bottom you can play around with, okay? So, As the entertainer guy, here is your challenge. You're gonna do 2 things. You can play around with both of them. You're gonna do an approach with your hands behind your back. Just like that. You can't use your funny motion to keep it going. You can't use your hands to stay animated to keep it going. Hands behind the back, all right? It's gonna teach you more of a grounded energy. I also sometimes do bioenergetics with guys, like the stuff that Elliot Hulse talks about. Bioenergetics, which is physical movements that allow your brain to kind of reset and be more grounded. I do a lot of that, but we won't do them today. But I do those in the course of boot camp at home. So first drill for you guys, entertainer guys, hands behind the back. Second thing is 10 seconds of silence, which will be really fucking hard for you guys to do. 10 seconds. You guys love to talk. You don't like any blank spaces in the conversation, but it should be 10 seconds of silence, okay? So I'm gonna try to demonstrate it on you, and we'll see how it goes, all right? So it's like this. All right. So let's say I'm just talking to you. I'm like, oh, so where are you from? Where are you from?
Spain.
Spain. That's cool, right? So there's that pause of it where you're playing around with your facial expressions, you're playing around with the body movement, the head nodding, and you're struggling to not speak. You're like, in your brain, you're like, it's so hard to not speak. And it's gonna feel uncomfortable. You're gonna feel naked when you're doing that because you want to talk. You're gonna feel like, oh shit, I'm naked. And you'll probably end up not even doing it the full 10 seconds. You'll probably end up doing it like 5 or 6. But that'll be a good range for you to play with, okay? And also your partner can help keep you accountable to make sure you're actually doing it the 10 seconds. So those are the 2 drills for you guys. Hands behind the back, and also 10 seconds. You can do them together as well. 10 seconds, hand behind the back. You don't open with silence. It's not like on the open. It's like you start a conversation, and as soon as it hooks, as soon as it socially hooks, get more silence to reserve. Interesting. I see. You don't say. It's that right. Right? Play around with that stuff a little bit and also have 10 seconds of silence in there, okay? So for the guy who's a pessimist, he's thinking, well, my skill level sucks. Well, or my skill level's good, but the environment sucks. You can balance it out. You can't completely change the environment, but you can change yourself and your performance in that moment. It absolutely is possible. I am no different than you guys when I go to the club. First thing, I'm like, shit, it's fucking $50 to get in this fucking club. I'm like, shit, $50. What makes it me better is I have the ability to snap myself out of that and get myself into a performance rhythm where results can happen. The number one thing that makes it happen is my mind. I have all the same negative thoughts that you guys have. Why bother? She's got fake boobs. She probably has a fake personality. I have all the same negative thoughts that you guys have. But the only difference is when I have those thoughts, my little internal Madison, my little internal coach, talks to me. Okay? He says something different. You say to yourself, I knew it was going to go bad anyways. My little coach says, ain't easy, but somebody's got to do it. I mean, I did it anyways, but what was the point? I just wasted energy. My mind says, that was cool. What did you learn from that? What could you learn from that? The boom, all right, come, let me know your feedback. How did it go? What did you learn from the experience?
It was calm, just doing whatever you feel like, because nothing bad happened if you got rejected. And if you didn't, then people thanks for high-fiving me.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
So people were like, yo, thanks for high-fiving me. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was some dope shit. They were like, what did you did the high fives? Some people responded to them. They didn't. They appreciated the energy. What did you learn from that for yourself emotionally? Do you have any new ideas about yourself after doing that?
Yeah, I just realized that if I
a little louder so they can hear you.
If I do try, then nothing bad will happen, because I was thinking, I looked at the archetype, I was like, this doesn't sound like me. But then after I did the exercise, I was like, wow, if I put myself out there, then I do feel like I'll get fucked up, and if I try, then it's over. If I fail, but it's just like, oh, it's calm, no problems.
Dope. Give me a round of applause. Woo! Yeah. Good shit. The crazy thing about these archetypes is when you read them, you don't think it's you. Like, what the fuck? Like, I remember when I first, I invented the test after I worked with thousands of students, right? And their response was the same as mine. We're like, what the fuck? That's not me. I almost get mad. Like, that's not me?
Yeah.
What the fuck? you get triggered. You're like, yo, that's what I mean. Because it hits at the darkest part of your soul, and you're like, oh. So your first reaction is to like deny it or get angry at it. But then when you go out and you interact with people, you say, oh shit, that is me. Because this test is not based on what you think about yourself. It's based on the response that people give you. So that's the honest feedback. What are strangers saying about you? What are people that you don't know saying about you? How are they acting towards you? And so they tell you the truth. Your environment tells you the truth. You could think you're amazing with finances, but if your credit card debt is like negative $5,000 and you don't have a business, you're not that great at finances. The point is, it's not what you think about yourself, it's what the environment or the market tells you, and it reveals a lot about yourself. And I'm so glad that you work through it, because you can start to build little confidences. Being the distance, it was a distancer, right?
Yeah.
So you can start to build little confidences on top of that, and as you do more of that, you start to redefine who you are. It just comes out. You don't have to think about it anymore. I don't even think about it because I've erased the sticking points. I've solved the blind spots. That's what I wanted to show you guys today. Anybody else have some interesting experiences, good or bad? Anybody else in the distancer group? Are you distancer or were you?
I was the inhibited.
Inhibited. Okay, cool.
All right, so, well, for me, I had one really great approach, and then like this Dragon Ball thing is just hilarious, you know. And actually, your energy actually like goes over 9,000, you know, because it gets you so present and you get so out of your head. Then I was just like, bam, you know. And then I approached this one girl, and I'm not 21 yet, so I was like, do you know what sin could I possibly do in the city of sins?
When I'm not 21?
If I'm under 21. And she was like, maybe, you know, and I was like, yeah. And
I realized that I never actually do myself these double, you know, these double high fives. So today I did it like every 20 seconds. I did it like really literally every 20 seconds.
Who's his partner, by the way? Who's your partner?
Yeah.
Did he really do it every 20 seconds? Pretty much? Close?
Yeah.
All right, dope.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so I approached a cute Asian girl, and I was like high five, and she was like really responsive, and then she like asked me for my number. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like I never like experienced something like that, you know. Like I just gave you a high five, and now you ask me for my number. That's like I usually have to work for that, you know. Oh, wow. And now today, like I don't know what happened.
That's dope. Yeah, that's really cool.
So I just wanted to ask you, for like my future.
Will this happen all the time?
For future growth, like, what are you like? If you can give us a tip how to like push ourselves more.
Yeah.
Like if there's like some kind of practice we can do like after this.
Absolutely. So first thing I'd say for you is actually the Asian guy thing, because you brought it up. I have a lot of students that I think about maybe 15%, 25% of the students that come are Asian, and it's not that being Asian is a bad thing or a thing that makes game harder. It's not even that. It's that socially they're taught to hold back. You know, socially it's like learn to play the violin, 10 years old. Learn to play the piano, 10 years old. Be polite. You're given affection if you get good grades. If you don't get good grades, no affection. I don't know. A lot of clients that I have that are Asian also don't have parents that say things like "I love you." Like doesn't exist like in the parent-child relationship. So they come up kind of like shy, inhibited. And then also the fucked thing is they hang around Asian girls that are also that way. That fucks you up. That uncalibrates you, by the way. European girls are actually my preference to date, because after you get past the logic wall, the information, then they become more open and they're much nicer to date. Yeah, so that's my feedback to them. I have a video on that with Max. Me and Max compared European versus Western girls. You should watch that video. I have a lot more to say about it, but I also I don't want to sound like racist, but being like the minority in the group, I can talk about the experiences of other minorities and the differences of other cultures, and you know my experience in those cultures and my experience like living in Europe or going to Asia and what I saw my Asian students experience in Europe, and I can really talk about that in a very in a different dimension and different light, because I see the struggles that they have. You know, I see the struggle of like an Asian guy in what would be a hard country for him, like an Asian guy in like a Nordic Scandinavia, you know, or Viking land. That would be hard for him, and I can understand why. And also sometimes Asian guys with Asian girls, as he was saying, he's like, what the fuck? So yeah, you got her number, by the way?
No.
You didn't get her number?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you got her number, okay.
I like misheard. You
Okay.
asked me if I have your number. No.
What is she doing right now?
Huh?
What is she doing right now?
She's like meeting her friend, and I will meet her at 6, 7.
Okay, so here's a plan. Can I go with you? You meet a friend at 6, 7 o'clock. Awesome. So yeah, meet up with them. It's not like they both like you. I don't think her friend's gonna cock block. Is there anything you can separate her from her friend later, or even pull both of them would be good. I just saw you guys. How was that?
I just fucking Pokemon upgraded.
You Pokemon upgraded.
I fucking feel it.
I think it helped like really put because we were entertainer, right? So
All right, I'll go over here so you guys can.
It really put like the. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey guys.
He's like, whoa. That's what I feel every day.
This is what it feels like.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay. I guess it really put like the high energy like situation like in its place, right? Where I think like a guy like me and Pat over here, like we're walking to the assess thinking we need to be high energy. But, like going up just to a couple girls and just being like calm about things and like giving like a lot of space and letting whatever I just threw at them like simmer down in a way. It's like I ask about where they're from, and then as each second went by, I could feel like them more like turning away, walking away.
You're like, I'm gonna lose them.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, just hold through it, 10 seconds. Eventually, some of them did walk away. Well, I think the set that we both approached, like coming back, it was like really big. It's like, isn't this place like fucking astounding right here? Like, look at this. This is Disney World for like adults here, and they were excited about it. But I didn't feel like there was moments in the conversation where I was able to pull back, and then still be high energy, but not at the same time. So it just kind of like really put it. We both got their numbers, by the way, and like it just really put everything in like the right place. So
dope. Some change work. Yeah. Fucking change work.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. This is why I'm saying I changed my program, because I realized that I didn't need to do 3 days. I can do like for me, I can figure out what a guy's problem is in 5 minutes, and it's just a matter of if he's willing to let go and solve it. Like if he's willing to let go of his opinion of himself and just work through it, we can solve shit in like a day, man. I see guys that are like coming on program, they're like just completely shut down, and like by the end of it, like they're better than I am, and I'm like, fuck, like I'm gonna lose my job. Like these guys are like killing it, because it's just a matter of experimenting and letting go, and you guys are really able to do that. Yeah. It's cool that you, as you said, you felt like there was a moment where, as the entertainer guy, you would talk to the girl and you almost lose her, and you're like, shit, 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, you're waiting for it, and eventually some would stay. Because you know what it is? They realize they appreciate that constraint. So here's a fucked up thing, or amazing actually. When girls see that you have a lot of power, but you're not using it, that's sexy. There's a difference between the guy who's like rushing, like, oh shit, oh hey, like rushing is one thing, but there's a difference between that and having a lot of power and like, oh that's right, it's interesting, and not using the power. That's more attractive. So when you have all this energy, all this persona, all this charisma that you can show people, but you keep it to yourself and you just put out little drips of it, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, to like, wait a second, I think he has more in store, but he's kind of dripping it out to me piece by piece. This is interesting. I want to see what's underneath the surface. So I'm gonna tell you some cool shit right now. The first level of communication, and then there's a shadow communication, okay? First level of communication, shadow communication. So before, you were playing only the surface level communication. Oh, hey, what's up? High energy? Yeah, where you going? It's fun. Yeah, high energy? I don't know what you guys say. You actually probably don't like to say high energy, but like, yeah, blah, 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 high energy, high energy, high energy, high energy. And that was the surface level communication. The shadow communication, it was not there. Now I showed you how to have very little surface communication and very deep shadow communication. So they're like, oh, this is interesting. What's going on here? And that's actually going to enhance taking to the next level. If you're getting intermediate results right now, you're going to start to go towards advanced, because that's the area that advanced guys play in. I do very, very little. Most of my approaches, I don't even talk. Most of them I don't at all. And that's the level that we're always perfecting, that shadow level of communication. Okay, so good shit. You guys got some numbers and shit. That was dope. Yeah.